I also found a bucket. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
Oh, I bet the bucket is for making maple syrup.
Oh, whoa. I don't know how to make maple syrup. I'm not. Is that bad as a Canadian?
Yes,
How do you make maple
I'm
syrup?
reporting you to Canada
Well,
immediately.
all I know. Okay, so I'm thinking back to my childhood, right? How much I know about making maple syrup. You pull something out of a tree, like this, I guess the syrup.
Out of a tree.
You pull the syrup out of a tree. Like, you put a little pail, and you put a little spout into the tree, you nail it in, then you hang a bucket on it, and it drips into the bucket. And then you take that, and then somehow it gets hot, so I guess you boil it or something. You do something with it because it gets hot at some point. And then you pour it on snow. And then and then you take a little wooden, what do you call it? Like a popsicle stick, I guess. And you stick it in the cold maple syrup and you twirl it around and then you eat it. That's my childhood exposure to maple syrup.
It's pretty good.
But I guess there's this like sight unseen part where the step between where you take the stuff that's in the bucket and then now it's hot and you pour it on the snow. There's like a step in between there that needs to be figured out.
You boil it.
You just boil it? You don't like add sugar to it or something like that?
No, it is sugar. You can add sugar, but syrup is sugar that the tree is basically trying to... It has an excess of sugar that time of year because it's trying to feed its roots and that sort of thing, and it's just got a lot that it's producing, and so you can tap it. Usually you can put in about 5 taps per tree without really taking all of it, and you just take it sugar.
You put 5 taps per tree? I didn't see me put 1 tap per tree.
You can do about 5 per tree if it's a mature tree.
I probably would have figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said like you probably boil it or something. I guess the hard part is if you're doing it from scratch, I don't know how to build the spout.
You just go to a hardware store.
Yeah, I would have to buy a pre-made spout.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking zombie apocalypse, right? You're trying to build a spout. I guess if you can get metal to be kind of, like even a half pipe thing, and you just wedge it in there, probably that's good enough.
It just has to have a little... I mean, it's basically a tube. It's basically a little pipe, yeah, and you just shove it into the tree. And basically the sap, which is maple syrup, it comes out of the equivalent of the tree's veins.
Yeah.
So you just have to tap it in there and it will come out. You just have to do it at the right time of year. That's the tricky part. You have to do it when it's sunny during the day but cold at night. So it has to warm up to above 43 during the day but still be cold at night.
Yeah, I'm thinking, again, if you're doing everything from scratch, because zombie apocalypse, it might be hard to make a tube. So maybe if you just make even a U shape, that's good enough, right?
Probably, yeah.
Just wedge it in there and stuff will drip out and it'll be fine.
Right. And then when you do boil it, you have to stir it all night long.
That sounds annoying. I wasn't going to do that in my first attempt at the zombie apocalypse. I would, okay, just go do something else and come back and see how it turned out.
Yeah, like you need a lot of syrup to concentrate it down. Concentrate it enough that it's sweet enough.
Judy says, in the case of the zombie apocalypse, I'm glad we can have other foods. Maple syrup may not be nutritional enough.
Good source of fast sugar if you need it for energy.
Well, it also sounds like one of the easiest foods to get. Growing corn or whatever, like crops, sounds like a lot of work.
It's true.
Whereas just sticking a U-shaped piece of metal into a tree and then coming back later sounds a lot easier.
Except it turns out you have to do a lot of work after that.
Yeah.
But for you, you'd probably like gather berries. I don't know. That would make you have to touch nature, but less than you would if you had to grow corn.
No, but that would probably be one of my last resorts because I don't know which berries are poisonous, right? Berries and mushrooms, probably the scariest thing for me to try to go eat. Whereas I'm probably not going to die from drinking the wrong sap of a tree, you know?
Can you identify a maple?
Nope. Oh, maybe I could because I know what the leaf looks like from the flag.
You know what the leaf looks like?
So I'd look for a tree with that leaf.
It's hard in the winter, but you could do it.
Yeah.